And it is Wednesday, August 3rd, 2022. Boy, next month, a month from now, we're going to be talking about college football and NFL football and baseball spreads that everything's minus 200 plus. It's going to be good times.
It starts today, though, in baseball after the trade deadline. This is the first day post-trade deadline where the lines start getting crazy. But
Crazy. You're crazy. It's out of hand. Anyways, it's also our slowest time of the year. We're coming out of it. So, Chris, what was the most productive thing that you did with your slow time?
Honestly, just started brushing up on football, just taking advantage of the slow time and just, reading lots of team previews, becoming familiar with the players and maybe new coming into programs or.
Oh, really?
If you look at.
I was going to do the Jaguars Raiders video, but if you've been brushing up on it, I'll gladly defer to you on it. I'm going to change the schedule right now, actually. Thank you.
I was talking college. But
Yeah.
NFL slightly as well.
Changing it.
Oh, great.
well, I just posted my Jags Raiders pick. I was looking at that yesterday.
You'll be seeing Ruffalo's video on it. I've just deleted my name off the schedule for that one.
No, I haven't.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame game in Akron.
Hey, they're all exciting when you got money on them and it comes down to the final drive. It doesn't matter who's quarterbacking.
I'll tell you, preseason really doesn't do it for me.
I don't know. I like it.
I like it. What'd you do with all your spare time, Brian?
Well, I tried to get my son out on different vacation spots and try to see. I like to hike and, you like to run. I like to hike, which is walking and get some fresh air in my system. But I also was looking at a bunch of different college teams, the NFL teams, prop bets, player bets. So, I've been enjoying my free time, but I know that that's just around the corner. It'll be over and we'll be working nonstop. Tons of videos and all kinds of stuff going on. College football.
Nice.
Yeah, NFL preseason is all about the quarterback rotation. So if you can get the quarterback rotation down, you got a good shot of winning your wager, at least I think.
Winning your wager. All right. Well, yesterday the trade deadline happened. Soto to the Padres.
You nailed that one. You also called Syndergaard getting traded.
Yep, to the Phillies.
I think that gives the Phillies a solid number 3 starter. I mean,
Kyle Gibson. Kyle Gibson and Syndergaard in the same rotation.
Well, then you got Ranger Suarez at the number 5 spot, and like you say, it's all about quarterback, starting pitcher matchups, who you're going to face off against, and Ranger Suarez in the number 5 spot.
I said it was all about that base. Definitely.
I mean, if you got Wheeler and Nola, they can match up with any two starting pitchers in baseball other than Verlander.
Nola's terrible.
He's not terrible. Nola's consistently good.
Not good enough.
Phillies are playoffs.
No, they're not. Well, maybe they make it, so we got an easy fade.
All right.
Some interesting deals out there. How about Eric Hosmer? I don't want to go to Washington.
I wouldn't want to go to Washington either if you're in San Diego. That's like going from paradise to.
Well, it's going to Boston. That's any better?
Well, they have a winning tradition and a proud fan. I'd love to play in Fenway Park. That'd be great.
The Padres paying to get rid of him. That's how much they hate his guts. They're paying the team to take him.
That's all right. Somebody wants to pay to get rid of it. I'll take it.
What was his contract? Like 3 years and still like 30-something a year or something like that? I don't know. I thought I read that somewhere.
Hasn't been very good. Oh, well. All right. Oh,
The one that kind of had my head scratching was when the Blue Jays brought on Whit Merrifield. It's a good bat, but it's still undetermined if he's going to change his vaccination status, which means if he doesn't, you only get him for half of the rest of the season, which I don't know.
I wouldn't think
I think
he's
that's why
going
you'd
to.
want him.
Why would he?
I just don't.
The Blue Jays said they were going to monitor stuff like that in trade discussions, but I don't know. I
Someone spilled their poutine on that documentation. A little bit
a gravy stain.
This is gravy stain. A little curd. Still got my ice cream helmet sitting here on the desk. It's from yesterday's show.
That's going to turn into like the cup snake that they have at some of the games. It's like the Mets game. I think they have where like the snake that goes down all the seats of all the beer cups through the first 7 innings.
That's how they do it. Anyways, we've got Major League Baseball today. We got daytime and nighttime action. We got all day action. See if we can get it started here. Get this party started. We got the Rays and the Jays. The Bravos against the Filthies. And the Yankees against Luis Castillo and the Mariners. Chris, any of these games you care about at all?
Yeah, I care about a couple of overs here that I really like. I like the over between the Rays and Blue Jays. I'm not buying into Yusei Kikuchi. I've seen him get blown up more often than not this season. And Jalen Beeks hasn't been very good in an opener role or even for the Rays bullpen. Watched a few of his appearances, and he gives up a lot of hard contact, and when he's in, he usually does give up a fair bit of damage. So I think the over 7.5, the way to go in that one. I'm also going to go with the over 7.5 in this Phillies and Braves matchup. These are just offenses that are too good to have a total this low. Charlie Morton, I think the Phillies are going to be able to get to him, even though he has done a good job bringing his ERA down in his last few starts. But I also expect the Braves to get to Zach Wheeler a bit here. 5-4 kind of games could be over 7.5 there.
Ryan? Can't hear him, but he sounds better.
Damn, darn it. I like Castillo. A little bit of pressure on him in his first start. I think you're getting a good price with Seattle plus 1.5 here. They got it done on the money line yesterday. And Garrett Cole, it seems like an awful high price for a guy that, give up 3 or 4 runs over 6 innings. So for me, I'll take Seattle plus 1.5 and Tampa Bay Rays. A little bit banged up here, but I got to believe that against Kikuchi, and you're paying almost no juice to back the Tampa Bay Rays. It's a bullpen game. I think this is a solid bet to take Tampa Bay on the money line. I might be my favorite play of the early slot.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that I don't like the way the Rays have played this series. That's for sure. Played terrible yesterday.
Yeah,
and the Phillies, I just think that this is a directionless crap team. And I think they get woodshedded here. Probably late 2.5 runs here.
Bite your tongue.
They're not a good team.
Yeah, but they improved some spots they needed to improve. They got that bullpen help from the Chicago Cubs and starting pitching help, and they got the lineup. And I think Segura comes back tomorrow, which is a good piece at second base. So I think the Phillies are going to be a tough out.
I don't think the Braves have to worry about much. The Phillies fully capable of beating themselves.
Braves don't have the starting pitching, though. They have Fried and then everybody else.
Well, we've got Justin Bieber, who's got starting pitching up against Tommy Henry in the Guardians-Diamondbacks game. We've got the Twins taking on the Tigers, and Martin Perez and the Rangers getting whooped up on so far this series by the Orioles. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, the two that I was looking at here, I like the Cleveland Guardians on the run line. Shane Bieber, he hasn't been stellar in a lot of his recent outings, but he was pretty good last time out against the Tampa Bay Rays. And I just don't know what we're going to see from Tommy Henry. I think the Diamondbacks are going to be able to battle early, but I think they just eventually won't be able to figure out Shane Bieber. I think the Guardians chip away at Henry in what looks like a bullpen game for the Diamondbacks. So I like the Guardians on the run line there, and I also like the Twins on the run line. The Tigers still just really bad against right-handed pitching this year, hitting around 200. And Joe Ryan, I think you could argue he's probably the best of the bunch for the Minnesota Twins. I think this is just a spot where the Twins win this game 6-3 or something along those lines where you get them on the run line. So give me Minnesota -1.5.
How about you, Brian?
Yeah, I hate to go against my good pal Chris, but I have to take the Detroit Tigers here +1.5. Joe Ryan's one of my guys. I've invested pretty heavily in Joe Ryan, but since he's come back from that injured list, he hasn't looked 100% correct. I think this is a heavy line for him. This is the Tigers bullpen game basically, and they have the 4th best team ERA in baseball, I believe. So for me, I'll take the +1.5. I think they keep it within a run, and then Baltimore Orioles and Rangers. I've been a Ranger guy last 2 days and got beaten up, so maybe I'm wrong here, but I'm going to go to Baltimore with Bradish on the mound. His numbers don't look good in the big leagues this season, but if you look at his minor league rehab numbers so far, 1.30 ERA over 27 innings, a 0.61 WHIP. Orioles has just got that it factor, so I'll take them today plus money.
I kind of like the Twins here. I think the Tigers have really struggled, and of course the Diamondbacks, the kings of the run line against the American League. Diamondbacks +1.5 here. Still getting good odds on that. It is, 10 in a row that they've covered the
That's
run
the
line?
new guy for your rotation, Tommy Henry.
Yep, TH. Tommy Henry. How many in a row is it? It's a lot. 10 in a row for the Diamondbacks covering the run line on the road against the American League. Yeah, a lot of big streaks out there. A lot of big ones. Orioles covering the run line as dogs against the Rangers as well. 10 in a row. 10 in a row. Coincidence? I think not. Chris, what are you selling today? You're frozen. Your picture is.
My picture's frozen?
Yep.
Oh, jeez. Well, so I'll say this, and then I'll bounce out and come back in. I got my $15 pick-off play for today. Hit yesterday, looking to make it 2 in a row here, or I still got that $15 pick-off play as part of my walk-off Wednesday 5-pack. I love today's card. I got that package for $50 over at Pick Dogs Premium. Use that promo code AUG15, AUG15, all lowercase, for 15% off at Pick Dogs Premium.
All right.
Yeah,
Right.
for me, I got my titanium play out there, just $15, my best bet. 1 and 2 yesterday, but this is a plus money dog that I really love today. And then if you want to get tomorrow's play already, I also got my NFL preseason play for tomorrow, or you can get the preseason pass, just $99 over the years. Definitely made some solid money going into NFL season, so make sure you pick up the preseason pass.
All right. I've got my $15 big play out there. And I've been hitting about 70% rate. Brian's actually going through all my $15 plays to make sure. But he
Get you an accurate number.
But he can tell you it's around 70%. Hit another winner yesterday.
Yeah, you got lucky with the Cardinals.
Yeah, lucky.
My poor
Yeah,
Cubs.
betting against the Cubs is really straight.
You're right, though. Once they go to their bullpen, they're in trouble.
Oh,
So
it's even before they got to the bullpen. That's it.
yeah, yesterday, but we got my boy Justin Steele.
I'll tell you when they were in trouble yesterday. Let me tell you the turning point of the game.
Oh,
I'll pinpoint it for you. Okay. So Yadi Molina's back in the lineup, right? He's been out forever. He's the heart and soul of this Cardinals team. He throws the guy out at second from his knees. It's like from there on in, it was game over. He actually hit into a miserable double play. He was so slow running to first base.
I can see him being a player coach. I think he'd make a good player manager. I mean, like Pete Rose used to do. Anyway.
Anyways. Yachty?
Yeah. I mean, talk about how great would he be as a Cardinal manager?
Adam Wainwright was so excited to have him back. He's like, some catchers, you throw it, and it's like, it sounds like it's hitting a brick wall. He's like, with Yachty, it's like just hitting a soft pillow every single time. Just a different type of catcher. So,
I might be able to beat the race, though.
Cardinals were also Adam Wainwright saying, some pretty strong words there about, the Cardinals not being involved in the Soto trade and not getting Soto. And he's like, it's just a statement about our organization and how we feel about the youth that we have coming up through the pipeline, that we weren't willing to give them that for anything. He's like, we're confident enough in what we have coming in the pipeline that we're not willing to give that to these guys for anybody. Meanwhile, Hader traded. I thought that was an interesting trade.
Well, they could have used Syndergaard on the Cardinals. Third start.
It was a commitment to Carlson. Saying, you know what? Here's another guy. Good enough. We don't need 2 center fielders. It's your job. America's first baseman. Got the Astros against the Red Sox. It's been a real crap series here for the Stros. We've got the White Sox taking on the Royals. Lance Lynn Day. Not a good one for us. And guys, we got a chance to get 2 games over 500 here. And then the one that we've all been waiting for. This is the Romanelli comment section game of the day. We got Anibal Sanchez taking on Chris Bassett. My guess is Brian's going to say this is the squarest game on the board.
Yeah,
Chris?
for sure.
Yeah, I think it's got a pretty good chance of being it, but I'm going to go with the over 9 in that Mets Nationals game. I was leaning towards the Mets, but it just didn't look good yesterday. And I as much as I don't like Anibal Sanchez, I don't like Chris Bassett either, to be honest. And
why don't you like Bassett?
He's good, but it's just every time. No, it's just personal preference, because every time I back him, I always get it. It always blows up in my face. So
that means you don't like anything?
No, I do like things. I do like certain things, but
even though they blow up in your face.
Even though they blow up in my face, I really set myself up for that one. But Sanchez does have an 8.68 ERA in his last 5 starts against the Mets, and he hasn't been very good. So even if Bassett does have a capable start, I think he's still capable of giving up 2 or 3 runs here, and I expect Sanchez and the Nationals bullpen to do the rest. But either way, I like this game to get into double digits. And with the Astros here, I think it's now or never in this series for the Astros. And Jose Urquidy, he's capable of pitching a good outing, but this is me just fading Brian Bello. One solid outing, not going to convince me that Bello is back on track. So give me the Houston Astros on the run line there.
They just Rich Hill's starting.
Oh, I was seeing Brian Bello. I still like the Astros.
Yeah, for me in this time slot, when I shot my video, it was Bello, and now I'm seeing Rich Hill, which kind of scares me off of taking the Houston Astros on the run line, especially the way they've been playing. Mets and Nationals, this is probably the most public play on the board, but I'm going to take the Nationals here and lay the 2.5 runs. I did it yesterday with the Mets and lost, but it was minimal juice loss. Anibal Sanchez is just pretty horrible, and Bassett's had 7 strong starts in a row. Mets usually a good bounce back team, so I'll take the New York Mets, lay the 2.5 here.
I like the over in the White Sox Royals game. Out of those, I like the Mets, but I don't like that price tag. We all know Anibal Sanchez is capable of throwing a no-hitter at any time. You laugh, but we know it's true.
Who gives up more runs, Lance Lynn today or
Anibal?
Sanchez?
I would say the chances are it's Lynn, because they're more likely to leave him in longer. Tony La Russa likes to hang his guys out to dry. Speaking of being hung out to dry, Mike Minor's pitching against Sandy Alcantara. The Marlins look to end the 15-game home losing streak. 15-game. Right? Is that what it is?
No, it's 15 on the run line.
15 on the run line. 9-game home losing streak. 15 on the run line, 9 straight at home. I mean, it's Mike Minor. Brittler's got to be all over him because they're begging you to take Alcantara here.
Mike Minor's never been in my rotation, ever.
They're begging you to take Alcantara.
I think this is a pretty public kind of day on the run line, but that's just me.
Freddie Peralta is back, badder than ever. In the post-Hader era in Milwaukee. Tyler Beatty on the mound for the Pirates. That sounds like a Bittler guy all the way. And then Miles Miklos against Justin Man of Steel for the Cubs. Bittler and Romanelli's favorite pitcher. He's like number 1 in the rotation. They love this guy.
You got to go on FIP.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Be getting fipped on that one. Right. What do you think? These three.
Well, if I'm going first, I'm going to take the Miami Marlins here, -1.5. This might be like the second square is playing the board, but Alcantara is a good bounce back pitcher, and he's been phenomenal all year, and he's going up against maybe the armpit starter of the National League next to Sanchez. So I think the Marlins can get it done. I don't like their bats, but I think they win by 2. Brewers and Pirates, you nailed the Pirates yesterday. I'm just going to skip that game. I think Freddie Peralta might have a good start, but he's going to be limited out there. Cubs and Cardinals, I can't resist Justin Steele. I'll take the Cubs +1.5 to keep it within a run. Miklos has only had a few bad starts, and Cardinals got to win this one at home, but I think it's a 1-run game. I'll take a chance with the Cubs.
Shocker there on Brian taking the Cubs. He's 13 and 48 now.
I took the Marlins on the run line. I took the Mets on the double run. And, I took some opposite picks that I normally don't pick.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to take the Brewers here on the run line. I think even in a limited start, Freddie Peralta going to hold down the Pirates long enough that the Brewers offense could do its damage. And then the bullpen for the Brewers, we talked about it, still got some solid pieces even after dealing away Josh Hader. And I think this is just another spot where the Brewers find a way to get the job done, maybe by 2 or 3 runs here. So give me the Brewers on the run line there. I'm going to take the under 8 between the Cubs and Cardinals. I fully expect Miles Miklos to hold down the Chicago Cubs offense. And Justin Steele hasn't been bad either, but this to me just feels like a 5-2 kind of game, or 4-2, something along those lines. So give me the under 8 in that one.
So anyways, more excited to say the words Miles Miklos, or more excited that Jake Luton is starting tomorrow for the Jags, and you get to do the video.
I didn't think you were serious, and then I went and looked, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
He followed through.
Jake Luton.
Okay. You know what? I'm okay with it. I
wouldn't take Jake Luton away from you. He's getting the start.
You promise?
It's like Travis Etienne will not be starting for the Jaguars. He's never played to get down for them. It's like.
Oh man!
It's like, do we hate Doug Peterson as much in the preseason as we do in the regular season?
Peterson's a horrible preseason coach.
Wow, strong statement there.
Tell me how you really feel.
Loved him when he was in Philly.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, you used to hump up all over Peterson.
Depends what the line is. I don't know.
I kind of like the Reds here against the Marlins, and it's like it's like two to they can hit the ball. Well, the Marlins just can't even hit the ball out. They stink. I'm going to take the Pirates on the run line here against the Brewers. It's too easy. It's too easy. The Brewers 0-7 on the run line following a loss. And I like that over in the Cardinals-Cubs game. I just think you put the bullpen in for the Cubs, and the floodgates shall open. Cubs this is exactly what they did last year. Same thing, trade deadline. Let's trade away anything we have that's worth anything, and then just go through the motions. Angels, Shohei Ohtani getting the mount versus the Oakland Athletics. Blake Snell and Chad Kuhl in San Diego. Juan Soto be playing today for the Pods? Probably. And then you got Cobb versus Urias in San Francisco. Chris?
I do wonder if all the acquisitions are going to play for the Padres, but I'm not playing it at that price. Minus 328. No, thank you.
They have to be. They have to be playing.
Yeah.
Why would they not be?
No, I didn't know if it was, how long it takes them to get implemented in the rotation, but I guess, yeah, well, right.
I'm sure they flew private to San Diego. I'm sure. So putting on a uniform, I mean, how difficult is this?
Yeah, I know. You didn't get the Paul Blackburn treatment where you had to fly coach to the All-Star game, but now I don't like. I can't play that at that price, especially with Blake Snell on the mound. So I'm gonna leave that one alone. But I do lean towards Oakland plus 1.5 here. Shohei Ohtani, obviously, the better arm here without question. But I just don't feel like laying minus 230 with the Angels or chasing a run line. Oakland plays their best home games. Chameleon's 1 earned run or less in 4 of his last 5 starts, so I think he could help the A's stay in that game. And I'm going to go with the Dodgers. I might pull a Ninos here and go with a -1, but Alex Cobb has been pitching fairly well. The problem is that Urias has won 6 of his last 7 starts, while in Cobb's last starts he's 0-3, so he's just not getting the job done. I'll take the Dodgers here, -1.
I think we take Ruffalo off the show. I think that's what I think.
Of course.
How about that? That's our -1.
I'm sure, and now we get to one of the bad slots of the day. I'm sure there'll be a lot of all-star guys giving out the Padres minus 320 today. But for
Ben
me,
Burns. I bet you Ben Burns has got the Padres plus 1.5.
Although Cool has been getting ripped, I don't know how you can not take the Rockies at plus 1.5. Snell has looked good over his last 2 starts, but I know Snell, he's not a minus 320 pitcher. So I'll take the Rockies plus 1.5. And the Giants are a team that I've been getting burned on almost as much as the Cubs lately. But I don't see him getting swept by the Dodgers. And Cobb, we know he's Mr. Romanelli's Cy Young candidate there. I just think he's got the stuff to keep the Giants at least respectable here. I'm going to take him on the money line for an upset.
I'm going to call mine my anti-Ben Burns play. I'm going to take the Padres. They cut the Rockies here. I'm going to take them straight up and run line against the Padres. I'm going to anti-Burns it. Ben Burns hasn't taken an underdog since 2017. And so it's like the big chalk is where he lives. Such a good handicapper.
Take the Padres.
So good. He's such a good handicapper. Yeah, I feel like minus 328 favorites. him and his slew of other Ben Burns Juniors. They're not really people. Well, there's Ben Burns under a different name, different picture. But I'm sure they'll all have the shitty pick. All for $50 or $20 or whatever they're selling this crap for. But anyways, I'm still gonna go the reverse Burns here. I'm gonna take the Rockies. And let's see.
What's the minus 1.5 Rockies payout? I wonder.
Oh. I'll tell you who not to.
Minus, plus 390.
Plus 390. Why not? That's the name of that tune. All right. Well, it's parlay time.
All right. Well, let's go with the over 7.5 Phillies Braves. I'll go with the Minnesota Twins on the run line. And I will take the Milwaukee Brewers on the run line.
For me, I'm going to go Baltimore Orioles money line, Tampa Bay Rays money line, and the Colorado Rockies plus 1.5.
I like the Rockies, the Nationals, and the A's with a Pirates run line kicker.
I could see that.
Thanks everyone for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you.